Stop what you're doing right now, because Wells Fargo has just signaled what many investors across the globe have been waiting for with bated breath. The long anticipated green light for the Iraqi Dinar revaluation, an event that has been the subject of countless discussions, research papers, insider leaks, conversations in financial circles for more than a decade, and which now appears to be edging closer to reality than ever before. This signal, if validated, could go down as the single most profitable turning point for Iraqi dinar holders worldwide, not only transforming individual fortunes, but also reshaping the way international observers perceive the viability of a global currency reset. For many years, the speculation surrounding the IQD has been fueled by the belief that Iraq, with its massive oil reserves, strategic regional alliances, influence in global energy markets, would eventually be forced to bring its currency into line with its true economic potential. Welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar info channel, the trusted platform where these seismic shifts are tracked, analyzed, and explained in detail, place where investors from all walks of life, whether small-scale holders who purchased dinar notes years ago or sophisticated wealth managers monitoring insider chatter, come to make sense of the signals that could everything they thought they knew about currency valuation. This channel has earned credibility by not only reporting rumors, but by filtering them through layers of verified intel, insider testimonies, and hard data, ensuring that its community is never caught off guard when history unfolds before their eyes. At precisely 9947 Eastern Time today, began surfacing that Wells Fargo's high security currency management department had issued a classified internal memo that instantly raised alarms and excitement in equal measure. The uniqueness of this development cannot be overstated, because while banks regularly circulate internal updates dealing with compliance protocols, fraud prevention measures, or procedural reminders, this particular notice carried language that insiders claim is unlike anything previously seen. According to those who were privy to its contents, the document was clearly marked with terminology explicitly authorizing readiness for foreign currency revaluation liquidity operations. Such phrasing immediately stands out to anyone familiar with financial industry language, because it does not belong in routine operational updates or hypothetical scenario planning. It points directly toward actionable steps linked to revaluation, a term that has been synonymous with the Iraqi dinar in speculative circles for years. For employees within Tier 1 branches who are used to high-level instructions but rarely to directives of this magnitude, the memo was more than just an internal drill. It signaled what appeared to be a stage of practical readiness, one that could precede a live rollout in the very near term. To those following the narrative closely, this is not just another rumor about an eventual global reset, but rather a tangible marker that the system itself may be preparing for activation. The mere existence of a document worded in this manner suggests that at least one of the largest U.S. banks is not only aware of revaluation discussions, but is moving toward implementing them. Makes this moment stand out in the long history of revaluation rumors is that it transitions the conversation from theoretical speculation into the realm of documented operational readiness, lending unprecedented credibility to the belief that a major event involving the Iraqi dinar could be imminent. The context of this leak is vital. It illustrates not only the seriousness of Wells Fargo's internal communication, but also the growing nail institutions appear to be aligning their urgency with the most significant shift in global currency values in recent decades.
More did not simply apply an internal Wells Fargo memo, did not implement to all branches uniformly, but and instead made very deliberate reference to Taver 1 and to more people are more from you. We've released when we'll list our branches.
The elite divisions within the banking system that are typically equipped with the kind of infrastructure, secure protocols, trained personnel required to handle highly sensitive financial operations. These are the locations that possess advanced currency processing systems, restricted access vaults, specialized liquidity desks, and enhanced communication channels directly connected to central oversight authorities. Instructions are directed specifically to such branches. It strongly implies that the activity in question is of unusual significance, requiring resources and security measures beyond the scope of everyday transactions. Within the context of the revaluation narrative, this is critical because Tier 1 and Tier 2 branches are exactly where any rollout of international exchange recalibration would logically begin. Given their capabilities in managing liquidity inflows, compliance monitoring, and rapid settlement of high-value operations. According to insider accounts, Memo's instructions went further than routine preparations, calling for what was described as final test confirmation. In banking systems, a final test is not a casual exercise, but rather a near conclusive validation step designed to ensure that systems are fully synchronized, functional, and prepared for imminent live deployment. Such testing often involves simulated transactions, verification of liquidity corridors, stress checks on compliance frameworks, coordination with federal desks that oversee systemic stability. Very notion that branches were told to engage in this level of verification suggests that what is being prepared is not an indefinite or theoretical exercise, but something timed and structured to proceed into activation once clearance is given. Equally striking is the claim that the document included explicit references to asset-backed currency transitions, a term that resonates deeply within the larger discourse on the global currency reset. For years, financial observers and alternative analysts have speculated that future monetary systems would shift away from fiat currencies toward models anchored in tangible commodities such as gold, oil, and other resources. Iraq's oil reserves, coupled with its recently expanded gold holdings, have been repeatedly cited as natural justifications for such a transition. For this language to appear in a Wells Fargo internal memo, if reports are accurate, ties the bank's operational readiness to the very narrative of asset backing that underpins revaluation theories, reflects a recognition that new exchange rates may not merely be arbitrary recalibrations, but adjustments designed to align currencies with real world intrinsic value, potentially reshaping the global financial order. Element that captured attention was the alleged use of the phrase immediate rate recalibration approved by federal coordination desks. Significance of such wording is immense because it implies active oversight and alignment with higher federal authorities, potentially including the U.S. Treasury or even the Federal Reserve. Banks of Wells Fargo's size and stature cannot and do not act independently on matters as consequential as foreign exchange revaluation. For such an instruction to circulate internally, it almost certainly reflects either direct authorization or tacit acknowledgement at a national policy level. This adds a layer of legitimacy to the speculation because it positions the memo not as a rogue communication, but as part of a coordinated framework in which federal oversight bodies are at least aware, if not fully engaged, in preparing for systemic adjustments. For months leading up to this moment, scattered rumors had already circulated about unusual movements within banking institutions, reports of restricted access protocols being quietly enacted on trading desks, mysterious software, and network updates within regional branches, and sudden liquidity drills at odd hours had all been documented by insiders, though never corroborated with this level of specificity. The appearance of this memo, carrying the kind of unambiguous operational directives described by whistleblowers, presents what many observers believe to be the strongest signal yet that banks are actively preparing for a real event rather than maintaining the illusion of hypothetical readiness. Whistleblowers positioned within separate divisions of Wells Fargo, each with limited visibility into isolated aspects of operations, now reporting convergent details that align too closely to be dismissed as coincidence, reinforcing the sense that we are dealing with a trigger event unfolding in real time. Leading to two independent managers positioned within Wells Fargo's Northeast regional offices. The developments taking place are not simply rumors circulating among employees, but reflect direct instructions that point to an elevated level of operational readiness. These managers, who chose to remain anonymous due to the sensitive nature of their roles, confirmed that they had been told to conduct final verifications on liquidity systems, a measure that goes beyond ordinary maintenance and routine updates. The checks included system recalibrations, verification of digital settlement pathways, testing of liquidity corridors designed to handle large-scale foreign and currency exchanges. What makes their testimonies especially significant is that both individuals, separated geographically and reporting to different supervisors, described nearly identical instructions and referenced the same unusual approval language within the circulated memo. This alignment is noteworthy because financial institutions of Wells Fargo's size rely heavily on compartmentalization, limiting how much any one manager can see or confirm. Yet the consistency of reports coming from distinct divisions indicates that the same directive was distributed widely enough to require synchronized responses. In the context of long-standing speculation about a potential currency revaluation, this represents a level of visibility and corroboration rarely seen before. Their statements also echo whispers that had circulated over the past year regarding contingency staffing measures, unexplained overnight system resets, undisclosed internal meetings, all of which hinted at hidden preparations for a foreign exchange event. If Wells Fargo is indeed instructing operational branches to prepare liquidity systems for scenarios tied to revaluation, the implications are vast. Such a move suggests not only internal acknowledgement, but also coordination with federal oversight bodies, since no major bank could initiate protocols of this magnitude without alignment at the national level